Contrary to popular belief, American Bulldog breeding was not to be aggressive fighting dogs. Many people fear the American Bulldog as an overly aggressive breed that needs regulation to keep people safe. Owners of American Bulldogs disagree and maintain the American Bulldog is wrongfully labeled as an overly aggressive breed. Let's take a look at the American Bulldog dog breed. Dangerous or good pet? Number 7. Is the American Bulldog an aggressive breed? A search on the internet for terms related to the American Bulldog often returns many gruesome stories of serious dog attacks. Many such reports cite statistics that, on the surface, seem alarming. The underlying facts often make these statistics questionable. Reports from 13 years, 2005 to 2017, compiled by dogsbite.org in May 2018, show 433 American fatalities from dog attacks occurred throughout the report. Of this 433, only 15 of these fatalities are attributable to the American Bulldog. That number represents only a fraction more than once per year. This report doesn't show the background of the dogs involved in the incidences or the situation's circumstances. Number 6. A problem with perceptions. Overall, many American Bulldogs suffer from perceptions and generalizations. Looking at the American Bulldog breed specifically shows several reasons the American Bulldog has an imposing look that may intimidate anyone unfamiliar with the breed. Most American Bulldogs have heavily muscled frames with a barreled chest. The wide face and jaw seems built for biting. The square stature sometimes seems to be interpreted as an aggressive stance that is intimidating to many people. American Bulldogs are by nature extremely athletic and vigorous dogs. The need for frequent exercise and their movements' rambunctious nature is often wrongly interpreted as aggressive behaviors. What is part of the breed's social nature can lead to concerns that the dog is becoming aggressive and dangerous. Loyalty and protectiveness are prized traits of the American Bulldog. Knowledgeable owners of American Bulldogs understand the dedication these dogs have for their family members and, to some extent, the territory surrounding their family. What many people see as aggressive behaviors is, more than likely, the dog's suspicious nature in defense of their family. Number 5. The true nature of the American Bulldog. Breeders and owners alike report from experience the nature of the American Bulldog breed. The one trait that is almost always absent from these descriptions is the term aggressive. Unlike meaner Chihuahuas, those familiar with the American Bulldog breed report that these dogs exhibit personalities that tend to contradict the idea of an aggressive breed. The American Bulldog is great with kids. So many people believe that the American Bulldog does not do well with kids. They assume that this is a dangerous breed and that it doesn't like small children, but it loves kids. Did you know that the American Bulldog has a very high pain tolerance, and that's what makes it one of the most patient dogs when it comes to kids? Number 4. Do American Bulldogs attack their owners? Owners prize their American Bulldogs for their gentle and well-behaved demeanor. These dogs make great family dogs, especially those with small children. American Bulldogs, despite their intimidating look and great strength, are surprisingly gentle and loving with children. The patience these dogs exhibit with children amazes most people. Statistically, attacks on owners by their American Bulldogs are rare. It is hard to determine from the reports the cause of these few attacks. Background on the situations that lead up to these attacks is rare. Speaking of American Bulldogs and children, often gets looks of amazement. This breed has a combination of loyalty to its family and patience with children. American Bulldogs thrive on rough and tumble play and lots of exercise. These traits make this breed well suited for life with children. Because American Bulldogs are extremely loyal and protective, It is important to socialize them from a young age, around children and strangers. We have an article full of tips on how to socialize your Bull. It is not recommended that anyone who is not an alpha male or female attempt to raise an American Bulldog. This is a breed that requires a very strong, very dominant owner who is not afraid to show this breed that it is in charge. If the dog thinks for even 1 second that it is the one in charge, it will make a mess of life in general, and it will not obey anymore. This breed will try to take over the role of alpha and become very destructive at home. Number 3. Are American Bulldogs destructive? Only when not stimulated. By and large, American Bulldogs are highly intelligent and intensely loyal. These two traits can create problems if owners don't recognize the need of this breed. High intelligence demands lots of stimulation and attention. American Bulldogs don't do well when left alone for long periods. Lack of stimulation and attention leads to boredom that often translates into destructive behaviors. Owners of American Bulldogs must accept the responsibility of keeping their dogs actively engaged daily. This breed thrives on contact and attention from its family. This activity includes frequent physical activities in new environments and situations to keep the dog's need for stimulation satisfied. Here is our list of toy recommendations and activities to try to keep your American Bulldog active and stimulated. Loyalty and dependence. American Bulldogs are intensely loyal. This intense association with family often displays as aggressive or suspicious behaviors misinterpreted by strangers. These behaviors may exhibit as standoffish behaviors with strangers, protective attitudes and postures, warning behaviors such as growling, barking, and bouncing. Understanding how and why American Bulldogs exhibit these characteristics is important to understanding how to present your dog to others. Don't expect your American Bulldog to embrace strangers. Number 2. The look of your American Bulldog from the viewpoint of strangers. American Bulldogs are impressive-looking dogs. These dogs' size and muscular build are often intimidating to those who aren't familiar with the breed. Much of the publicity and press these breeds receives is prejudicial. It's hard to overcome people's impressions with explanations. The best ambassador for the American Bulldog breed is the dog itself. Once people experience the personality and nature of the American Bulldog, most will change their attitudes and beliefs. Your American Bulldog may exhibit what others consider aggressive, dangerous behaviors when the dog is simply doing what it perceives as its job. American Bulldogs may growl, bark, or bounce as part of their response to strangers. In most cases, this is not aggressive behavior. These exhibitions are to warn you, its owner and family, as well as the person perceived to be a threat. American Bulldogs are not overtly aggressive and rarely go on the attack unless provoked beyond a reasonable limit. Number 1. Loyalty and love, not aggression. Many people interpret what they see as aggression in an American Bulldog. These reactions are a part of the loyalty and love these animals have for their families. It is this loyalty and love that many owners of American Bulldogs cherish. American Bulldogs are very into their families, and they are very loyal. They want to spend a lot of time with people, and they will not do well if they don't. This means you cannot leave this dog at home all day long and then come home, ignore it, and go out again. This is a breed that is better for people who spend more time than not at home, and it will do far better if this is a life practice of yours to be around most of the time. The American Bulldog temperament is quite silly when excited or happy, and these dogs will clown around to make their human companions laugh. Your lap is often their favorite spot, regardless of how much oomph they have. They love to frolic and play, especially fetching and tug of war, and they'll spring many feet into the air after a frisbee or another flying toy. Do let us know in the comments if you want to have this breed as your pet. Please subscribe to the Amazing Dogs. Thanks for watching.